The Bucs will take on the Lions in Detroit, whereas the Texans will be visiting the Seahawks at Lumen Field on Monday night. What are good bets to make in these week number 7 matchups? That's the main topic of this video. I'm Professor MJ, a French-Canadian and former 15-year university statistics teacher. This channel's number one goal is to boost your bankroll, so hit the subscribe button to join our community of more than 35,000 members. Let's start the predictions by talking about the Tampa Bay-Detroit contest. On one hand, we have a depleted offense scoring off against a depleted defense. Let's review the injury situation. Tampa's offense will be missing running back Bucky Irving, along with wide receivers Emeka Egbuka and Chris Godwin, along with Jalen McMillan, who may be out for the entire season. We're talking about some very impactful players here. The status of Mike Evans remains uncertain at the current time. Please note that I have recorded this video on Friday morning. However, Detroit's defense is also severely banged up. The following players are either officially out or have a high chance of missing this week's game. Cornerbacks Terrion Arnold, Avonte Maddox, and DJ Reed, as well as safeties Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. In short, Detroit's secondary is very undermanned. The only good news is the fact that defensive lineman Ali McNeil seems on track to return to action. The Bucs have been involved in a lot of tight games, resulting in a plus 14 point differential only, despite posting a great 5-1 record. Can they cover the 5.5 point spread? Let's continue our analysis before answering that question. Meanwhile, the Lions are 4-2, with both losses occurring outdoors on the road. Remember what I said last week when I picked the Chiefs to win over Detroit? I mentioned how Jared Goff is not as effective when playing outdoors. In Detroit's 2 home games this year, they have won by 31 points against Chicago and 24 points over Cleveland. Sure, those teams are not as good as the Bucs, but it shows that the Lions perform very well at home and they tend to blow out their opponents at Ford Field. Also, the Lions have the revenge factor going their way. As a matter of fact, one of their 2 defeats last year occurred at home against those same Buccaneers. In that game, Tampa prevailed 20-16 thanks to an 11-yard TD run by Baker Mayfield with 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Can you believe that the Lions dominated total yardage 463-216 and still lost the game? Jared Goff threw 2 interceptions, so I'm sure he will be motivated to get some payback this Monday. For all of these reasons, I will side with the Lions minus 5.5 points against the Bucs. That being said, my level of confidence is not super high due to the numerous injuries on Detroit's defense and how Mayfield is a true warrior who gives maximum effort at all times. So I will give this pick a C grade. The Houston-Seattle game starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This has an impact on the outcome of the match. According to scientific reports, peak athletic performance occurs in the late afternoon or early in the evening. Since this game begins at 7 p.m. body clock for Seattle players, compared to 9 p.m. for the Texans, that gives the Seahawks a good edge. I've been tracking this betting angle for multiple years and it has produced good results. So, as you can guess, I am betting the Seahawks minus 3 points on Monday night. I have more faith in this prediction than the first one. It receives a grade of B. Let me reveal a few more arguments supporting this wager. Seattle's defense did very well last week despite missing 3 key players from their secondary: Devon Witherspoon, Julian Love, and Rick Woolen. At the current time, there seems to be a good chance that all three guys will be back on the field this week, which is great news. Houston's ground game is not that great, whereas Seattle's run defense has been extremely good. In fact, they are the third best team in terms of opponent EPA per play on the ground. And if the Texans try to throw the ball too often, watch out! Houston has a poor offensive line, while Seattle has racked up 20 sacks this year, which is the third highest figure in the NFL. Sure, Houston's offense has taken a leap forward in recent weeks by scoring 44 and 26 points. But those performances occurred against a super depleted Baltimore defense and also Tennessee's porous defense. Prior to that, the Texans had just put 9, 19, and 10 points on the board in their first three contests. So in short, I don't see them scoring many points. Now, will Seattle light up the scoreboard? Probably not, since Houston leads the league with 12.2 points allowed per game in 2025. That's very impressive. That being said, I still think the Seahawks will find a way to win this game by a margin of at least 3 points. Sam Darnold has been quietly performing at a high level. Did you know that he occupies the third spot in the league, both in terms of passing yards and also for his passer rating? Houston's defense has been more vulnerable defending the run. Strangely enough, the Seahawks have not been able to get their running game going thus far this season, despite having a good duo of running back, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Honestly, I could see them having a good game and making Seattle's offense more balanced. The Seahawks are 3-0 on the road this year compared to 1-2 at home, which is weird. They will want to make things right for their faithful fans, so I fully expect them to get the W in Week 7's Monday night game. When you want to make two bets, should you bet them separately via two straight wagers, or should you bundle them together into a two-team parlay? To me, the answer is crystal clear. It's preferable to make two single bets. I posted a video entitled "Stop Doing Parlays" that has generated more than 26,000 views that shows the mathematics behind this decision. The bookies' vigorish, which could be viewed as its edge over you, is typically 4.5% on straight wagers. But when you do two-team parlays, the sportsbook's edge over you grows to 8.9%. And it gets worse as you increase the number of legs in your parlay. I invite you to watch this insightful video that might save you hundreds if not thousands of dollars in the long run. If I could get just one person to stop making parlays all the time, that would already be a win for me. My goal is to help you out to earn money over your bookies. Check out the Stop Doing Parlays video by clicking the small card appearing at the bottom of your screen right now. I'm Professor MJ from Quebec City in Canada. Thanks for watching and kick your bookie's butt, my friend.